2021, I decided that I needed to start building my emergency fund, and I had just opened the Franc Group account in July, but had never started using it until November. First time when I opened it, I wanted to just learn about the platform. And so when it came to November, when I had just finished my personal loan as well as my other debts, I decided that it was time for me to actually start building my emergency fund. And so Franc Group was just one of those platforms that I felt like was going to give me just that, because of the way that their platform is structured in terms of allowing you to set a goal and then being able to be consistent each and every month to invest towards that goal. And so I started investing in November 2021 towards my emergency fund, and I set a goal of 30,000. And so I'm not going to go into detail about what is Franc and how do you open an account and all the stuff, because I have done many videos about Franc, and this video is not sponsored, by the way. I'm doing this video because some of you guys asked for me to give you an update, because I had said I'll come back in November and give you an update of how things are going. And so if you want to know about Franc, I'm just going to link all of the videos down below on the description box. That is where you're going to find the playlist when it comes to the videos that I've created on the platforms. They are very much detailed in terms of taking you through the processes of how to set up the account. So on this video, I'm just giving you a quick update in terms of how everything is going. And also, before we get into the updates of how everything is going, I think it's very important that I just lay this groundwork right here. I do not want you to look at my emergency fund or my investment or my savings and look at the interest and start thinking, this is not working, what, because when we are saving and investing, we have different priorities, we have different goals, and we have different desired outcomes. For me, I'm going to share with you my desired outcomes in terms of why I actually started saving for this. First one is because I wanted to start building my emergency fund, and I needed a vehicle that will allow me to stay consistent and committed towards this. And so for me, Franc right there ticked the box, because I didn't have to think about where am I going to be investing, because once you've set up your goal, everything is done. And so it ticked the box there. And then the second thing is I just needed something that will just help for me, that as I'm packing my money away, that it is not eroded by inflation. So that is the second thing that I was looking for. And then the third thing that I also wanted here was to be able to see that, okay, this is my overarching goal, and then each and every month working towards that. The reason why I use Franc is not because I want to make this large sum of interest, because I also understand now that I'm more matured when it comes to money, and especially when it comes to saving and investing. I know that the critical part is compound interest. So you want to keep your money in that platform, or saved or invested, for as long as possible, for you to see the value of compound interest. But there's no overnight success. You're not going to put in 2,000 today and then tomorrow is going to come off as 3,000, or you're going to get like 4,000. It doesn't work like that. You can't put 2,000 today and tomorrow you get 2,500. Investing doesn't work like that. And also what I've learned is to just, there's no need for me to constantly check my investments and my savings each and every day. Like, absolutely not necessary. So I've told you about what is Franc. I told you that it's an investment platform that allows you to invest each and every month towards the JSE markets as well as the money markets. The money markets is managed under Ellen Gray, which is I like that, because Ellen Gray is a financial institution. So those are the two ways that you can invest and save on the platform. And then I told you when I started, by the way, I'm looking down here on my notes so that I don't go on a tangent. So I told you when I started in November 2021, and my goal was to reach 30,000. And now that I've set and everything has went up when it comes to the cost of living, and I've sat down and I've recalculated my emergency fund, I've realized that I need more. 30,000 is not enough for me to say I can live comfortably. It can, like right now, 30,000 can only cover 2 months. But based on the goal that I had set for myself, we have reached the target. And then, did I withdraw since I started investing? Since I started investing and saving, yes, I've done it maybe 3 times or 4 times now, whereby I've withdrawn a certain portion of my investment and savings. Not a lot. And what I like about it is that because it is grouped into 2, you are able to say, I want to invest from this portion. I want to withdraw on the money market, or I want to withdraw on the Citrix Top 40. And so I've withdrawn many times. And what I like now is that they count for you how many times you have invested. I've been saving and investing for like 10 times, 10 months. 10 months, yes, without withdrawing, which is a good thing. Now let us go to the app itself. Guys, I'm feeling so hot. I'm going to show you right here. This is my screen. I have my screen here, and I'm also going to put it here. Maybe I'll put it here, and obviously I'm going to block some things that I do not want to share. So as you can see, that it has counted for, I've been able to put deposit stack. I've been doing it for 10 months without withdrawing. That is a good thing. My target is 15, and I don't know what you get once you have reached the 15 one, but I don't think we're gonna reach 15 because I have plans for this money. And so right now I have reached the goal of 30,000. We are over by 35,000, 34,000 and something. And then the interest that I'm getting on that 34,000, something. Let me actually just make sure that I'm correct about this. So let us say 36,672, ne? Okay, 0.91 minus the interest that I'm getting right now for that 1,450, 2.91. Okay, so there we go. So right now the money that I have invested into the platform is 35,220, ne? That is how much money I have put in my investments and savings. And then when it comes to the interest that I'm gaining on the investment, it is 1,425, which makes it 36,672 rand and 91 cents as we are speaking. So when you go into the way that it's broken down, each and every month I contribute 1,210. And how I calculated this, because someone did ask, how did you come to 1,210? It calculated for me. I said I want to reach 30,000 by November 2023. And then it calculated for me that for me to reach 30,000 by November 2023, I need to be putting in this much. And so 1,210 was what we then work on. It's so nice that it's November and I reached my goal of 30,000 2 months ago. So that's a good thing. And then the way that I structured mine is that I'm doing a low risk. And I did this during lockdown because initially when I did it in 2021, I was so ambitious and was willing to take risk. And then the lockdown hit and then everything started going down. I realized that, okay, I need to go with the safe option. This is my emergency fund. I cannot be risking with this money. And so I changed my investment strategy such that now I put 75% of my investment goes towards cash fund because it's a safer option, and then 25% goes towards the equity fund. That is my investment strategy, and this is a low risk investment strategy, a safe one. And so right now on my Ellen Gray money market, I've got 24,100, and then this is giving me an interest of 5.3%, which is 1,200 and something. And then when we go to the Citrix top 40, 12,500 that is in here, and with an interest rate of 1.8%, which is giving me 226 rand on the 12,000 that I have in there. Now this, for the past few months, it has been red, like literally on a down red. Like when I say red, like it was red, and I think I was losing about 500 and something on my investment. If I had withdrawn, I was going to lose that much. But when you understand investing and you know that just because something is red and you haven't withdrawn doesn't mean that you are losing money. Technically, it looks like you are losing money, but you are not losing money so long as you haven't withdrawn that money. So it was on a red for a long period of time because the market has just not been looking healthy. And I was not bothered. Because I understand that the market will always correct itself. When the market goes down, it will still correct itself and go up. It will still go down again. And so when you're investing, you need to be able to handle those ups and downs. When it goes down, it's not time for you to panic. It's not time for you to now be asking, what should I be doing? Should I be selling? What? Because if you have set a goal in the beginning that you are investing and you are investing towards this, then you understand that just because the market is down, it shouldn't be bothering you. It shouldn't be bothering you at all. And so for me, like when it was red, honestly, I was not bothered. Like even now, the interest that I'm getting on it is quite low, and I'm not bothered by it because I understand why am I investing, I understand the goal when it comes to investing, and the purpose for me is to invest for long term. So that is how everything is going. I've reached my goal of 30,000. As I said, I want more now because I understand that when it comes to my living expenses, it is more than this. Like ideally, I would love to have 60,000 as my emergency fund. However, I've got a plan that I've been thinking about that I want to do when it comes to all my savings and investments that I have in all different platforms, as well as my income that I've made on my business as well. Because one thing that I do whenever I make money, I do not automatically think spending. Like that's one thing that I'm so grateful that I have overcome when it comes to money. Like when it comes to even my YouTube money that I get paid, whenever I'm making money on my business through CV editing, because I do CV editing, by the way, whenever I make money through CV editing, whenever I make money on my digital products, as well as my physical products, which is my financial journal, by the way, it's still available for pre-ordering. Go on if you want it, you can still find it on my website. So whenever I make money on all these things which are external from my work, I do not automatically think spending mode. I do not go on spending mode. I feel like we are too bright. I do not go automatically on spending mode because I understand the importance of just keeping as much of your money as much as possible. And so the questions that I've been asking myself is, with these earnings that I've been making, with this money that I've been making, what do I want to do with it? And so I've been thinking that I want to invest it. So I've got money here on Franc, which is over 36,000. I also have money on Time Bank. The other one is fixed. It's going to mature end of November. And then I also have money earnings for my business. And so all clumped together, I think that my plan, even though I'm not going to go into detail about how I'm going to do it, but my plan is to then take all of this money and then invest it into equities now. Like right now, it is on equities on Franc, which is the emergency fund is there. But then what I want to do is I want to take all of that money and put it on easy equities and invest it on a tax-free account. That way I know that, okay, for 2023, I'm good when it comes to just my tax-free, because tax-free, I think is 36,000 in a year. So I want to put it on my tax-free on easy equities, invest it there on different equities, so that I know that, okay, once it's there, it's still gonna grow, because I'm gonna be investing it for long term, not for short term. So I just want to take it out of the platform of Franc, not because I'm stopping with investing on Franc. No, I still have plans for it as well. So I just want to take the money that I've accumulated, and I know for some of you will think, oh, what about the compound interest? Yes, I'm going to be disturbing it when I do this. I know that. But this is something that I've thought about, that this is something that I want to do. So I will take this money, I want to take this money and invest it on easy equities. And then once I've done that, I'm still going to continue with my monthly investment of 1,210 on Franc Group, and I'm going to be starting from scratch. So from now, November 2023 up until 2024, I'm going to be working on building my emergency fund again. And not because I'm losing this 30,000 that I've invested. I'm just choosing to take it and pack it somewhere else and then build again. And then once I've reached the goal again, I take it, I invest it somewhere else, because I really like diversifying when it comes to my thinking. One thing I like about Franc is that it just makes it easy for me to invest and save each and every month. Whilst easy equities doesn't do that for me. It doesn't. And that is why even with this money that I'm going to take, when I go to easy equities, I want to have done my research in terms of, okay, these are the things that I'm going to be putting my money into, and how am I going to be splitting this money? That it needs time. It's not something that I can just do. And so the reason why I know that I want to take my money off here is because I know that once I put it on easy equities, I just have to do it once. And my plan is every year when it comes to is equities, I'm gonna do it once. I'm gonna take all the money that I've accumulated in that year, and then I'm gonna put it on is equities. Decide how I'm gonna invest it. Because when it comes to is equities, guys, I have one problem with it. It just doesn't make it easy for me to invest each and every month, because now you have to know how the markets are performing, and so I do not want to be thinking each and every month, which assets am I going to be investing on? And also, even when you have understood that this is what you're going to invest on, you still have to, you put money in there, you still have to go in the platform to then put in the money on the assets. That is something that I also do not want to do. That is why I'm saying, for me, is equities doesn't make it easy for me to invest each and every month. And that is why I want to do it once a year, where I take a large sum of money and then I put into it, knowing that, okay, these are the assets that I want to put it on. And then the following year, all the money that I've accumulated, take it, put into it as well, you know. So that is my approach that I want to use when it comes to easy equities. But then I'm still going to be using my platforms that make it easy for me to invest each and every month. And so that is one of the platforms, which is Franc Group, which I'm sharing with you today. So as much as I'm going to be withdrawing on my Franc investment, I'm not going to be taking all of it out. I'm still going to leave some money for me to have at least something. My plan is to withdraw 30,000, and whatever that is left, I'm going to build from that. So meaning when I get paid in December, we're going to continue saving. We're going to continue saving like we have been doing, the 1,210 until I reach a goal, until I reach the time frame next year whereby I feel like, okay, it's time for me to consolidate all of my saving and investments and then go and put it into is equities again. So that is my approach, and I know that this is going to constantly affect my compound interest when it comes to my investments, but it's something that I'm willing to do. I know that for some people this will sound like, this doesn't make sense, Jen, but for me, guys, for me, in my mind, it makes sense. It makes total sense, name. And so that is it when it comes to the updates on Franc Group. And this is the last update that I'm giving you guys when it comes to my investments. Obviously, there will be videos that I might be doing in the future about the app, you know, be it that they wanna collaborate, wink wink. But yeah, for now, this is it when it comes to my updates. And as I said, this is the last update I'm going to be giving you, because what I started, the goal that I had started with, we did reach it within this year. And so there's no need for me to then say I'm giving you another update. And also with me in taking the money and then putting it on easy equities, that's not something that I'm going to be doing here. It's something that I just want to keep private, you know. I know that I post a lot of things about myself and my money here, but when it comes to that, it's something that I want to keep private. I do not want thieves and thugs knowing how much money I have on all of my platforms. No, I don't want to do that. And so with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video, which was going to be on Sunday. And please take care and stay safe. Bye.